Welcome back to DIY with Cam. I'm Cameron, and today we're going to be discussing the 3 weed control products that I use on my lawn, going over the benefits and the cons of using each product. So the first product that I want to talk about today is a Spectracide weed stop with crabgrass killer in it. This is actually the first product that I used for a weed control on my lawn about a year ago now, and it's one that stuck around because it's one that it's easy to apply and it does a great job. And it's easy to apply because you just connect it up to your hose with this handy hose end connector, and you open the tap and it siphons up probably through a Venturi effect and sprays out the product from in the container out your hose pipe with the water. Now, things to bear in mind with this is that you have to map out your lawn and make sure you've got the right square footage so you know how much that bottle can spray, because you don't want to underspray, you don't want to overspray. You overspray, you're going to chance harming the lawn and any wildlife around where you've sprayed, and then it can get into surface water and any water running around. The next thing to consider with this is when you're going to be seeding. Now, you can spray Spectracide and then seed, but you have to wait a certain period of time. I think it's around about 4 weeks, then you can seed. Now after you've seeded, you have to wait a period of time. I think you have to get 3 mows in, it says, so you're going to have 4 or 5 weeks of germination depending on your grass, and then another 3 weeks on top of that until you got your third mow in, maybe longer. So just bear that in mind. You don't want to spray this to new seedlings, as it could potentially, most likely, harm those new seedlings. So Spectracide is a selective weed killer, and that means it won't harm the grass, it'll go for the weeds. It does say that it will kill 470 weeds and it will kill the roots. Now the weeds that I've sprayed it on, that it's been effective on, has been really good. It has killed the roots and they did not come back. I do have some leafy type weeds, I call them a lettuce leaf. So I do have a product that I spray on the broadleaf weeds that look like lettuce leaves, and that is, I don't know if I can pick this up, this vinegar mixture. It's from Harris. You can get a Tractor Supply or Amazon, anything like that. I will drop the links to these products in the description below so you can check them out if you are interested in purchasing any of these. But this product here, this isn't just like your regular vinegar you would get in your house. This is actually 20%, regular vinegar is about 5%. So you can use 5% vinegar and mix it with something like Dawn soap. That acts as a surfactant, so it helps the vinegar stick to the leaves of the weed or whatever you're trying to get rid of. But it's a handy product to get. It's already pre-made, so you just need to go along and spray. But this, unlike the Spectracide, is non-selective, so it is just going to kill anything it touches. It is very effective. You don't need very much. You just need to get a spray on leaves, a little bit of grass, and it will turn it brown, and it will kill it. And it will not do it overnight, but it does it very quickly. Depends on the weed. So I use this on the lettuce type leaf, but I don't use it in the middle of the summer. I only use it coming up to times when I'm going to be overseeding, because this will kill the grass as well. So if you're going to kill the grass, you're probably going to want to overseed at some point, and you can wait a couple of weeks and then you can seed. Just the vinegar is not harming the plants after a couple of days, but you just want to leave it a little bit longer to make sure you don't risk killing off the new seedlings. So that's a very effective product that I like to use, but you have to be very accurate when you spray. A couple of things to consider with this product before you get it is how potent it is. You have to make sure you have good gloves on, eye protection on. I probably wear some kind of mask, respirator as well. It doesn't smell very good and it's not very good to breathe it in. Make sure you don't spray it anywhere a slightly windy day. This here, if it drifts in the wind, you overspray too much, you put too much down, it is going to harm nearby plants, whether that ornamental, your lawn. It's very, very potent. So if you want something that's a little bit less risk to start off with before spraying the 20% vinegar, I'd recommend a 5% vinegar from your house mixed with some Dawn, and try that first. You'll have to do a couple of applications, but it will get there. The next product I want to talk about is Tenacity. Tenacity is seen as the professional product, and you can get professional results with Tenacity, and it seems being professional because you have to mix it. Now mixing it's not too difficult. You mix the Tenacity with water, a surfactant and some colouring. That makes sure that you know where you're spraying. The issues with that come in that spraying can be difficult for someone who's not sprayed before. Now I found it very difficult to spray, and I'll link my video above. And if you've not got a proper backpack sprayer, a handheld backpack sprayer is not recommended at all. I did 10,000 square feet and it was a lot of work. So that's something that, you know, you need to make sure that you have a good sprayer. The next thing is you need to know how much product you're putting down as you're walking. So you need to get your pace dialed in with how much your backpack sprayer is spraying out as you're walking around, because if it's not dialed in correctly, you can end up putting too much product down or too little product down. So there's more room for error, and the product, if you put too much down, you could be in trouble with, you know, it is a selective herbicide, so it isn't going to kill the lawn, but it could if you put too much down, or, you know, it's going to turn your lawn, you know, it is going to damage your lawn. Now, if you do put too much Tenacity down, or even if you don't, sometimes it will turn white, your lawn. Don't worry, it will wear off after a couple of weeks. That's just something to consider. It's kind of a drawback that your lawn will look worse than it did with weeds, because at least the weed was green, but it turns white before it dies off. So something to bear in mind there. One of the reasons that Tenacity is my favourite type of weed killer is it can be used as a pre-emergent. So it's not just a post-emergent. You can use Tenacity as a pre-emergent and it won't harm the seeds when they're germinating. Fine fescue, this doesn't work, but most other seeds do. Just make sure you check the label beforehand, so you can apply this at the time of seeding and it will act as a pre-emergent so that weeds don't come through. Only issue is it only lasts for 30 days and you can't apply it again until the grass has reached that third, fourth mow. So you know, you're a couple months down the line again, which could potentially open up that ability for weeds to start popping up. So which product do I like? Well, I like all three, and all three serve a good purpose for me personally. You know, the vinegar, being able to spot treat and know that the weed that it touches is going to be killed. Yes, I lose a little bit of grass around there, but I'm getting quite good now. It's making sure I only spray the weed. And the Tenacity, for its pre-emergent capabilities and its ability for it to be selective weed killer, so I know that when I spray it on there, it's not going to harm the lawn. And then the Spectracide, just as an all-round weed killer, when I've got a lot of weeds, a lot of weed pressure, I can spray that and I know it's going to wipe out most of the weeds, and especially crabgrass. That's where it comes into its own. It does really well in crabgrass. So does Tenacity, but I do prefer Spectracide. It's a little bit easier to apply. So if you did find this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, thank you for watching.